Spun to Run. In the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, he defeated a loaded field that included multiple Grade 1 winners Omaha Beach and Improbable. His brilliant speed figures were among the fastest of any 3-year-old at a mile or more. And he hails from the legendary Danzig sire line. Multiple graded stakes winner, millionaire, Breeders' Cup champion, Spun to Run, standing at Gainesway.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The DRF race of the day for Sunday, February the 6th is a Kentucky Derby prep race. It's the Grade 3 Robert B. Lewis at Santa Anita. 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th. $200,000 is the purse. And Mike, the winner might even get, we don't know, but might even get 10 Kentucky Derby points. As we take a look at this field, I want to remind everybody that our Kentucky Derby prep coverage is presented by Gainesway, home to a very exciting young stallion. Precocious, fast, versatile. His name is McKenzie. You can download free formulator past performances for the Robert B. Lewis on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. The number 1 Messier, 6-5 on the morning line. The number 4 Wharton, 4-1 on the morning line. They're not eligible for those Derby points.
Yeah, no points for them, no matter what they do in here. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Dan, wait, Messier 6-5 on the morning line. I get it. I'm starting to wonder how good this horse is, though.
Curious to see how this race plays out from a pace perspective. Timeform US's pace projector kind of has a little bit crowded up front. Sir London was a gate-to-wire winner in his 2-turn debut at Los Alamitos. Wharton is going to show stretch-out speed, you would think, for Baffert. I think of the three, I know Happy Jack is stretching out. I think he'll take back.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that. I do think the 4 will go forward. Certainly the 2 has plenty of speed. You know, it's not like Messier is a slow horse from the rail, but I don't think they're looking for the lead with him.
Number 1 is Messier. What an impressive maiden winner in his second lifetime start sprinting. And then he bounced right back with a very good performance in the Grade 3 Bob Hope sprinting at Del Mar. Stretched out for the first time. He was the odds-on favorite in the Los Alamitos Futurity. We're going to take a look at that race right now. And Mikey's got every chance. This horse on the outside, slow down Andy's going to hook him for a brief instant. It looks like Messier's going to come right back on him, and he just couldn't finish with that horse in the stretch. Both of his losses at Los Alamitos. Can you make a case maybe it's not his favorite track?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's fair. You know, I don't, know how much I want to be, sitting here making excuses for horses at really short prices. Maybe he just doesn't like Los Alamitos. Either way, it's kind of hard to, for me anyway, to want to bet him back off of that last race, Dan. I didn't really see the excuse for him there. As you mentioned, he did try to battle back there in the stretch. He couldn't do it. I don't know. I just didn't really see a huge excuse for him there. It sort of makes me reluctant to take him going forward, at least in these longer races.
The number 2, Sir London, a $700,000 son of Malibu Moon. He stretched out successfully, I'd say, in his 3rd lifetime start. Let's watch this race at Los Alamitos. He has no problems with Los Alamitos. He went right to the front against a kind of a weak maiden field, but he puts the boots to him in the stretch. He wins by 10.
Yeah, just sort of always had things well in control of this race. Got to the lead right from the start with no trouble. Turned away some token pressure and just galloped away from this field in the stretch. Obviously, it was visually impressive, Dan. The question is, man, what kind of field was that? The runner-up, Portsmouth, was a Baffert horse, but he had already run twice. He took no money in either of those races, which sort of made you feel like he can't run. The horses that finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th have all since lost in maiden claiming races. I don't know, man. He didn't beat a good field last time, but he was pretty impressive doing it.
Cabo Spirit, the number 3, is coming off a stakes win. The problem is that race was on the grass, and just looking at his past performances, it seems that this horse is much, much better on turf.
Seems like he's better on turf. I mean, I suppose you could argue that he just got better when they finally stretched him out. That's one way to look at it. Either way, he's got to improve to beat this field.
The other Baffert, and how many times do we see the other Baffert win stakes races, especially in Southern California? The 4 Wharton, debut winner sprinting. Let's take a look at that performance right now. Well-bred son of Candy Ride. Dam won the Grade 1 Prioress sprinting. Wharton had no problem sprinting. Beyer came back a little bit light, but the third place finisher would come back to graduate with an 84 Beyer speed figure, and I think there's enough pedigree for him to get the mile in a 16th.
I think so too. It's a little sprinty on the dam side, but I think there's enough distance down there as well. I liked his debut. He didn't make the lead in there, but I just liked the way that he secured his spot down on the inside. When he had room to move up on the turn, he did that. He got away from that field in the stretch. All in all, I know it didn't come back fast. I liked his debut.
He beat 2 next out winners in that race. So we have a Baffert formulator fact. You rarely get one with the high percentage and the positive ROI. Sprint to route, 31 to 60 days. He's 17 for 34 with a 287 return on investment. Wharton goes 2 turns, and I think they're going to send him. I think they're going to try to outfoot Sir London to the early lead. Happy Jack completes this field. I like the way Happy Jack won his career debut because he did it from off the pace. He got a nice setup. There was some hitting up front, but he was in between horses, and he rallied very nicely to score with a 75 Beyer speed figure. I think there's a lot of upside here, and he is bred to go long. His dam is by Gainesway Stallion Tappet.
Yeah, it just felt like maybe he was a horse who didn't really want to sprint first time out there because he got away from the gate fine. He just didn't have a lot of speed, always down towards the inside. Nice rally through the stretch to close that thing down at the end. Now they stretch him right out in here. I have no problem with anybody that tells me they like him in this spot.
Top pick time for the Grade 3 Robert B. Lewis Stakes. Stretch out sprinter Wharton, Mike, looked good in that debut. And because that Beyer came back a little bit light, it should help your price.
It should. I mean, I know Messier is going to be tough, Dan. I didn't really want him off that last race. I'm going to take a small shot against him.
I don't want to give up on Messier just yet. He really's done little wrong. Okay, maybe that loss was a bit disappointing, but he showed me enough in his races 2 and 3 back that I think he's pretty good. And I think he can get through this edition of the Robert B. Lewis. Our Derby prep coverage all spring long, presented by our good friends at Gainesway.